The easiest way to decorate and save money is by knowing what the tricks of the trade really are. A lot of people think that if they use cheap paint, that is the cheapest way to decorate a property. Whether you decorate in your own home or an investment property or a buy-to-let, it doesn't matter. That couldn't be further from the truth. When you use cheap paint, it doesn't last. Very often using cheap paint means you have to put extra coats onto the walls, the ceilings, or whatever you're decorating to get good coverage and a good quality finish. Now, I know that this type of paint is not the best quality, and this has been painted, this wall in this rental property has been painted for some time, and yet I have got a very, very thin film of, well, paint on my hand. Now, if I was to wipe that with a cloth, it would show up like a sore thumb, but if you use a premium quality paint, it won't. So every time your tenant or family member, or maybe if you've got service accommodation, rubs against this wall, you may have to scrub it to get it clean again. But then you'd end up redecorating it. So in the long run, it's going to cost you more money to decorate. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a big believer in saving money, but I'm also a big believer in doing things right. Now, let me just explain what I mean by that. Yes, you can go to the local supermarket or DIY centers and you can buy the regular type of paint that most people will buy at those retail stores. Now, the content of that paint, the way they're made, isn't as superior as other premium or trade paints. The pigmentation within them is not as good. The bonding agent within those paints is not as good. Very often, they're not watered down, but they're not as strong and durable as premium paints. So more often than not, you have to put more coats on than maybe you would if you used a premium paint. So that in the long run will end up costing you more money. So for example, if you're renting a property out, you might say, yeah, but it's a rental, I won't use expensive paint. Why not? If it's going to save you time and money by not having to put more layers on, or if it does get scuffed, you can wipe it down without having to repaint it, then surely that's worth its weight in gold. It's, to me, it's common sense, particularly with decoration, because like with rental properties or busy family homes, HMOs, service accommodation, there's a lot of maybe high traffic. And if walls get scuffed, which is sometimes inevitable, if you use a premium quality paint, you can just wipe that scuff down without having to repaint it or without maybe even noticing that you've wiped it down. These are the type of savings that you will make if you use a premium paint. But best of all, as I said earlier, premium trade paints very often do not cost more than the average retail cheaper paints or cheaper quality paints than what you'd buy in the general DIY stores. Let me give an example. Now, we all know the well-known brands in the DIY stores, they cost whatever. You can buy the same color in a premium quality paint from a premium quality manufacturer supplier. The way you do that is by making sure that you are getting the right discount when you go and buy those products. Yes, if you walked into one of these stores where they sell these premium paints and you just say, can I have a tin of that? They'll charge you premium rate maybe. But if you've got a trade account or you tell them and make them aware that you're a trade customer as such, okay, can they offer you discount? 9 times out of 10, that paint will end up costing you just as much, maybe even less than what you'd pay for a cheaper quality paint in a DIY decorating center. I'm not denying that I haven't used, certain well-known makes for decorating in the past, but now I only use premium quality paints because I know in the long run it's going to save me not only time, but it's going to save my wallet as well. We've recently decorated this property using high quality paint. Okay, the paint that we use guarantees to last for maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. It's scrubbable, it's wipeable, it does anything, it does what it says on the tin. So even if it does get marked, we can touch it up without anybody knowing. Now, is it better to spend £200, okay, decorating a room with cheap paint that you may have to decorate in a year or 2 years time, as opposed to maybe spending £240 on top quality paint, because if you do, it will last and save you money much more than any other types of paint, cheap paints that you get in the DIY stores. These are the tips and hacks that you need to learn about in order to save money whenever you decorate. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, give us a likes up, and I'll see you on my next video with all the tips and tricks that I can share with you to help you save money. Until then, ciao for now.